Hello. So today's live is about if you've given 12th, whether you're a homeschooler, been part of the schooling system, unschooler, open learner, whatever, through whatever means or mediums you've given 12th, and you're considering various options. We will be discussing what could you do, especially for those want to explore. So this live is particularly for people who are considering options and looking at what their interest could be and what options could they look for. So we'll be discussing this with the family. So yes, Ratnesh is here. It's a huge panel today. We have Ratnesh, of course, from Aarohicoversity, and we are also joined by a family. Okay, I'll just add them. Sriya, who is 19 now, and her father, Vajraprasad. So they've actually gone through this phase, and as a family, they sat down together, looked at so many options, and look at what domains they want to consider. So I'll just wait for Vajraprasad to also join, and we will see how their journey has been. What were the parameters they were looking for? Yes. Okay. Hi, Shreya. Hi, Vajraprasad.
Hello.
So are we all set to kind of continue with the live? I think we are just kind of waiting for maybe if Vajraprasad also gives me a thumbs up, we'll proceed with the. Okay, super. So today's live, I was just telling the audience is all about, what are the options after 12th, and especially because this phase is like, where there is this notion that the youth have to be clear about their interests and be very sure and select one thing and run with it. So we are kind of exploring the options beyond this notion. And especially with Shreya, who's gone through that phase, and that phase where everyone's asking, "What's next? What's your plan?" So we are going to be dipping into her experience of how she went about understanding where she wants to put her energies in. And she continued, she started with the cohort journey last year, and she's continuing her journey again this year. So it would be interesting to know what were the transitions that led to this decision. Rather. So yes,
Yeah.
Ratnesh, any thoughts?
Yeah. Before we get into all of this, I just want to tell any youth or any parent who is watching this that well, we may be using the term unsure or confused. First of all, I don't see them as negative, and I would not even want to put it as that. I would say that at 18, we are exploring the world, as in we are seeing the richness of possibility that's available to any youth. So I would like the youth of today to say, chill. Okay, I want chill, everybody else chill. I don't want to rush into anything. I want to explore deeply what all options I am attracted towards and then decide. So I want to start with that thought that there is no hurry and let us enjoy doing the things that we like doing. So that's the invitation to the youth. So with that thought, over to Shriya, where she started thinking about what after 12th or whatever. Yes, Shriya.
So, yeah, even I've been through this phase of what do I do next, as you have shared. For me, somehow I was kind of clear that I wanted to pursue designing. Like from when I was 14, 15 years old, I was interested in designing. I did few little things related to designing. So, with what interest I have to pursue next, I was clear that I wanted to do designing. But in designing, later I got to know that there are many branches. I didn't know that these many branches existed too. All I knew was dresses. Dresses look good. I stitched few dresses and wore them. That's all. That is all I know. So after I came into, I've got to know and then that's when I got a little bit confused or overwhelmed with many branches in front of me. And that's when one of the guides has suggested me to, the Cover City guides has suggested me to try different branches for some time, maybe take up a project which will be useful, not just a project for fun or something, but actual project which will be useful. So I started doing that. I've did 8 projects or 10 projects over a year. I've did on multiple things. I had different interests, so I did a project on interior designing, on logo designing, on website designing, and I've also did a little bit project on fashion designing and also board game designing. So I have placed my hands in many branches that I could find just to explore what it is about. As I did these projects, I got to know, okay, what are all the things, what are the process rather, what are the different processes that each of these branches has. And as I was doing few of them, I felt, yeah, these are nice, and some of them I felt, and no, I don't like doing this isn't my cup of tea. So I'm still continuing my exploration. uh, yeah, currently I am into UI and UX, user interface and user experience. I'm exploring that. I want to explore this branch for few more months and see what it is about, and then maybe shift to another branch or continue in this. I don't know, but I'm just enjoying this exploration, knowing what it is about, and interacting with professionals also, not just me doing by myself. I'm also interacting with the customers, with the my clients, and with the mentors in that particular branch, so that I get a little bit of deep knowledge in each branch, not just a surface thing. So that's how I'm exploring different branches of designing.
Vajra Prasad, what was your thought as a parent? Now my daughter is 18, done 12. Now what? How will we do this?
Uh, while entering into the college, then we thought that her passion has to be professional journey has to be happened. I thought that then we realized then she has goes to some college or something. But in the meantime, she has interested in the Aarohi, and that journey has started in her 12th standard itself. And that journey has now it is happened at about 1.5 year back itself. It is happened seriously. She has taken seriously, and she has told that I don't want to any college, and I will explore myself. I will be do my own way. Then we thought that why do we try her option to explore herself and in a different what she wants to do, what she is exploring, what that's why we are in her back only. But we don't want to be put her in without her interest, and without her consent. We don't put into pressure to go to completely to routine college mode. That's the thing. We are every time we are on her decisions, we are all taking family together and making decisions.
And also, one of the comments that I got from my mom as I was exploring different branches of designing, that she was so surprised that I was so into doing the project. I was so serious or so given into doing. She never saw me doing anything with that interest or energy or something. I'm the person who doesn't have many hobbies at all. So me doing something with a lot of interest has really surprised her. Yeah, that's one of the things
So what brought that energy or the flow that we say? You were in the
happened.
flow of the work. So what brought that? What was the reason?
I think it's the reason that eh, I have chosen the way I want to learn. It's not like I don't spend my time on textbooks. That's something I don't really enjoy. Rather, while doing projects, the specific requirement has pushed me to learn through things. Sometimes few things I do by learn by course, few things I do by reading a book, few things I learn by watching things. So me finding my own ways of learning that particular aspect is what driven me further or gave me that energy to do things.
Yeah, just taking a step back actually. So this is the process, right? But a lot of the families are in that phase where they are, deciding key, and especially the youth, they are unsure, which is not a bad thing, as we've all agreed for this life and for life. It's not a bad thing, it's very natural, but they are kind of in that phase where, okay, what, like, I'm not sure, but what can, so when you were in that phase as a family, what were the parameters that you looked for? Like, okay, these are the options, but why does a coversity, what were the reasons that a coversity journey kind of attracted you to, take, get onto this journey?
Mm.
Initially, I was also into like okay, I'm done with my 12th, I'll go to college, because that was the only option that we were aware of. We weren't aware that we can do as open learning, like we can be part. There is something called as a coversity concept too. So once I got to know that I can learn in different way apart from going to college, and that was fascinating at first. And then what really attracted me was that I don't have to invest my years together on one particular thing. I explore a branch for a few months and then I shift to another branch. It's not like once I get into it, I should go till the end. There is no such thing. Okay, obviously, if I want to, as I chose to continue with designing, I am continue with designing. But branches I didn't want it to continue for a very long time as I'm still exploring. So I'm shifting between them. So that was something that really interested me into coversity. And the other thing is uh, maybe that I can decide on how I want to learn, the ways in which I can learn, and also interacting with the professionals, like literally doing actual client projects. So these are the few things that got me into coversity.
One point I want to tell, in her college, in the 11th and 12th, I was observed, she is in the class, but she is not in the real class. She is in the somewhere, she is roaming the, she is, sometimes she told that like that. Then I thought that, why she is going to school? She literally told, I am not, today I am not listening to any physics class, something. I am somewhere. Then I thought that, and in the exam time, she is in the, she has her own plan and in her own schedule to overcome the, how to break the exams and that schedule. She has her own plan. We don't, anybody don't interfere her, this type, that type. We don't any interfere. She is succeeded in that angle also. Then I thought that, okay, she has her own plan. Then what she has done, what she wants, she is doing her own way. Then we will try it. That is the one way of I am looking into the course.
Yeah. Ratnesh, one very interesting aspect came like in the previous conversation that, Vajra Prasad said that we would consider and without her consent. And, that's a very heavy word for a parent to, think of their youth and, seeking their consent. So I'm sure you've seen so many families, maybe we want to kind of expand a bit on that, on, giving the youth the decision making, the, valuing their decisions, their thoughts, their perspectives. So something on that we want to talk about.
Oh yes, to me that meaning fortunately I've seen that only happening. As in with so many youths in Aarohi, the parents and the community allows them to lead themselves, and I think that does something to them from inside out. Right, and meaning Shriya can more talk how she feels about it, but I'm saying they come in so very responsible, determined, dedicated, all the positive, nice words. I see it in every youth, not because they're just doing things what interests them, but because they are the ones who are really driving it. They know parents, community, everybody's their mentors, the whole world, resources, the YouTubes and the websites and the books and the courses, everything is available for support. But finally, I'm going to drive myself, and that I think is a big thing, because in every step that they drive themselves, they seem to be growing, and that's the vibes I get all the time. Shreya, you have to tell what has been your experience.
Yeah. I think since childhood, me and my younger sister were given the importance to our decisions, or we taking making our own decision was given importance since our childhood, and that thing made me to uh, be self-responsible, be responsible for the actions that I'm doing, be responsible for the environment that I have around me. So me being given the importance of taking my own decisions has made me responsible, and that too, like, and because of that, I'm not afraid to take any responsibilities, not of my own, but also responsibility of, let's say, cohort, my cohort buddies. We all of us are responsible of each other. We learn together. We sometimes, when we are a bit low, we take responsibility of just being together with each other, and questioning each other, pushing each other. So it's not just responsibility of myself. I am also able to take responsibility of my people, of my surroundings. I think that's really something that I I got out of giving the importance of my own decisions, and me being able to take my own decisions or choices, making my own choices. Yeah.
So to add to this, would you also did you also discuss that, okay, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this, okay, through with Aarohi, but finally it's my driven journey, my area, and what if it doesn't work out? So what was that discussion between? So I want to know both Vajra Prasad and Shriya's version of what if it doesn't work, and what if it's a flop show after, let's say, 1 year or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, what I thought was, initially to join Coversity, I literally had a war inside my mind, uh, between loads of question, loads of confusion, and whatnot. A literal war happened in my mind. But then finally, what I thought was, if this doesn't work out, I'll gain experience. I'll gain experience through whatever happens. And I was pretty sure that the experience that I got would help me to go further. I don't know what I'll do next. Maybe I'll join college or take some random diploma course and find a job. But the experience I've had in these months or years, however long it is, will help me, because it's not just that we were focusing on our professional journey. We were also focusing on making connections with people, not just the people who are also learning along with me, but also with the industry people, with the mentors, with the guides, with ourselves, and within me. I am
Mm.
gaining connection with
Mm.
myself. So I thought these experiences would really help me. I'm pretty sure these will help me. I don't know how, what I'll do and all, but it'll help me. That's all I know.
Vajra Prasad, what was your what ifs in your mind? What if she doesn't succeed, or after 1 year she says, no, this is not working?
See, last night or 2 days back, my wife said she may be interested in fashion technology after some time, after completing. Then I thought that, oh, she needs something she wants to explore now. She may be shifted to some other field. Okay, she is gaining uh, experiences of the all the industry, what the now industry wants and clients projects make. These are all things she is gaining. Then the process of next domain is learning is also a very cakewalk for
Mm.
her. That is that I thought that. And another thing is last one 3 or 4 projects she has experienced last year. In that during that, how she is managing their cohort, their team while making their team, how she is managing the team, and towards the managing the client and managing the schedule, and how she is interacting with the clients. These are all those things. These are all those things which is not available in the schools or colleges. It is available only through practice or experiences only. These are all day by day, project by project, project by project. These skills are she is increasing. I am observing, and how she is taking the requirements and how she is how should to tell the what is happened and how to convey their idea to the client, and she has how to understand the client and how to convince this client also in this proper way. But that's why not only the what the requirements of the client, but also the industry, what client industry where it is, and she is explore those things also. She is guiding the client also. Sometimes I was observed her to her engagement with the clients also. That is the uh, perspective as she has experienced in that angle also. And is there any new thing she has to explore? She is exploring that new thing. She is extending and expanding their research into the project. In the project, she wants to learn something. She is that will also be she is learning, and she is coping up with the total overall project she is managing. That's the things. That is the practices she is experienced. That is the amazing I am in my concern.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere, okay, I'm also thinking, so somewhere Shreya she said she's clear about designing, but it's only when she kind of got down to doing, she realized, oh, there are so many branches. So she's still not clear about what to do in designing, right? Which is where a huge section of the youth are too. And this clarity at this juncture, especially the after 12, the clarity is like, it's like a sword hanging on everyone's head, right? The youth, the family. So maybe I want to take some time and get all our views on. See, once, okay, let's say after graduation, people do graduation, everything. When they go to a job, then it becomes okay to switch jobs. And in this day and age, it's also okay to switch fields. Like I'm a prime example of that. But why is it 18? It's that clarity is so, emphasized on. Maybe we want to talk on those aspects because that will really help youth see this as this thing of interest in a very different light. Maybe I want to bring in that aspect. Why is this clarity so important at this juncture, especially?
So Shreya, you went through pressure at 17, 18, whatever, that I need to, oh, the world is thinking I should get into something big or professional or whatever. What did you go through?
Not really. Maybe it's because I was clear that I wanted to do designing. I don't even remember from where I got designing word also. But somehow I knew that I wanted to pursue designing further and make it as a profession. So even whenever anyone asked me, I would say I want to be a designer, I'll do designing. So I answered, in my case, I didn't feel a lot of pressure related to that aspect.
I am asking her. See, my extended family, and some of the her my brother-in-laws and all those things. I'm actually they are asking for why don't you college, and she said, "Daddy, you don't worry." They are saying that only. Don't worry. She is explaining that way. She has her own. He's in his mind. In her mind, she has much more clarity than me.
Yeah, Rajneesh, some thoughts from you.
Yeah, I think, see, some of us would have that clarity, and that is fine, that is great, and not that that doesn't mean that that cannot change over time. I'm sure both Shriya and Vajra Prasad are very open that okay, if this changes over time, so what? Meaning I will evolve as in Shriya will evolve as an individual. I can already see Vajra Prasad shrugging his shoulders and Shriya smiling. So they are in that zone where they're already, yes, so they've decided one thing, but like decided doesn't mean abhi, it's like settle on a life mein in this. It can be very open and evolving. Uh, However, yeah, a lot of youth at that age of, 17, 18, 19, when they're kind of finished with their 12, they're wondering what to do. And if they're not clear, they just end up doing, I would say, something. I'm not sure they know why they are doing that, but they're doing because something needs to be done because of all this pressure and all that. And I would say instead of that, if the invitation is to all the youths who are there wondering what to do, is to come and do things that you like doing and see how, first of all, that can make you stronger with skills which are industry skills, work skills, professional skills, self skills, everything. That whole thing about me becoming stronger rather than too much worrying about the domain. Because as you work in different fields, whether it's different fields within, let's say, designing, how Shriya has worked, or multiple fields, then they will automatically as you work in different fields, you will find whichever is your field, or you may even keep changing fields every 5 years throughout your life. How does that matter in today's dynamic world? I don't think people bother anymore that I have to have one job throughout my life or one kind of career throughout my life. People change careers, people change countries, cities. mm, so many things we change. So I think that's like a given now. Nobody really bothers about it. But what is really important for is to invest on oneself, and that investment not in terms of uh, uh, learning, but in terms of working, and the working will automatically grow, much like how I see it happening in Shriya. So one more question, Shriya, to you. So when you work, as in when you have done these client projects and which are also earning project, but keep the earning part aside, that's not the main thing. What has that kind of, let's say, within quotes, changed in you or grown in you? Let's, not changed, grown in you. What have you, in which areas have you grown other than the skills of your domain?
Yeah, the first and foremost thing would be me going in front and talking to people. I am generally a person, like, even now, if you tell me to talk personally to, let's say, my dad's friend or my wrong relative, I would hesitate and I wouldn't want to go and interact with them. But you see, that some designer is there, someone like maybe my client, I would be the first person to go and talk to them, interact with them, have many discussions with them. That's the first thing that has that uh, the development happened in me. Communication, like talking to people and interacting with people. And also another thing that I would feel is just doing. Like, even if I know, if I don't know, whatever, I just start and I do it. As I keep on doing, I gain things, I gain knowledge, I gain skills, whatever is required, that comes with the way as I start doing. So basically, me just starting to do. I think these two are the main things that I have grown or developed in myself throughout. Yeah.
Ratnesh, your voice is not audible. Some
Sorry.
glitch at your end.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no, I muted and then there was some background. So we have been, we both have been talking about it as, this whole thing about deciding. Why deciding is so important? Why not first deepening our experience is more important. So can you little share with whoever is watching this now or in the recording version, how coversity can deepen this experience? What exactly would happen? And I mean, Shriya shared with, and then Shriya can add how she has done that journey, or other way around. Shriya can share first, and you can add. I'm just saying, just for people to know how it can happen. One example is Shriya's, but in a general sense, how it can happen. So that's why I thought maybe first you share, and then Shriya can share as a specific example.
Sorry, this is for Vajra Prasad, right?
No, for you, Kirtika. As in,
Okay,
if
okay.
any youth says, okay, fine, I want to invest this 1 year into myself, and I will do I will do a coversity journey of 1 year to develop myself professionally, professionally as an individual. So what exactly would happen in a year at a generic level, and then we'll take Shriya's in a more detailed level. I mean, a
Uh,
specific example level. Yeah.
right. So the whole invitation of this very live is that, if you are not if not sure, you want to kind of see, give yourself a year to yourself, to your interests, and actually go out there in the professional world and see what it does to you. So if you are looking at a cohort journey, first you start by coming together with other youth. So I think that's like a big highlight, because you are with other youth who are also going through the same journey. So all of you share the same, that phase is same for all of you. That journey is similar. You might be interested in different domains, but the way you come together, collaborate, facilitate each other, and as Shreya had mentioned, also support. I mean, that's like a real big deal. So, whenever your high, lows, all those things are kind of regulated because you're in a cohort and you are working to learn. So the industry exposure, or the idea of doing in order to learn, is there right from day one. So even if you're not clear about any interest, you start with one, whatever is interesting to you at that point. And of course, we have guide who can, kind of be with you and see where you want to invest your energies. And you go about doing work in that field and connecting with the industry, mentors, and that whole doing actually does a lot of things to you, because you are so involved, you're learning as you're doing. It kind of transforms you at a very core level. And of course, you keep doing work in a domain for a considerable period of time, like say 6 months. After that, you also have the flexibility to, kind of want to explore some other domain, or kind of stick and go deeper in the same domain. So, there is ample flexibility, but there is also a lot of intensity and rigor. Maybe that is where I would like Shreya to kind of add in, how that intensity, rigor, that aspect of deliberate practice, where you are at a particular thing for a longer period of time. It's not a shallow scratching of the surface to see, oh, whether I want to do this. That is helping you with this journey. You are equipping yourself to kind of be ready to see what are your ways of learning, and what are your views, what are your perspectives about the world, about your domain, about everything. So it's not just restricted to your professional domain. Of course, it's also includes your personal development. And then you are able to make an informed choice whether, how you want to take your life. You become the driver of your life. Yeah. Shreya, maybe you could add in how each of these elements maybe, kind of brought about that change in you, or the transformation in you. You are
Shreya, I
muted.
think you're on mute.
Yeah, I was on it. Sorry. So yeah, I think having people around me, like be it mentors or guides or my cohort buddies who are in similar journey like me, has given me an ample of support whenever I need it. Be it myself, by me feeling down sometime, and then people, my buddies would kind of encourage me to push me, and when I was confused. So, like for different things, different people, and the Aarohi community has helped me to push myself and, yeah, basically push myself. And the actual, like, doing an actual client project has given me a lot of knowledge on what are all the different things that happens in that particular domain, or rather that particular branch of designing. What are the different things needed? What are the skills that I need? And the things that I will need to develop, not just my designing skills, but also dealing skills, like management skills, communication skills. These are something that I've really developed by doing projects, and and also learning, like, and not just by doing projects. I've been also learning through courses, through my observation. So these things and research, these things have kind of, having different ways or mediums of learning has given me different exposure in my domain. So that exposure was something that kind of widened my perspective on that particular branch of design. And interacting with the professionals gave me a lot of I got to know their experiences. The experience of the professional has added to my work and my way of learning too. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
how things have
Yeah,
been.
so one thing, Shreya, so one aspect is client projects, but before you kind of dived into client projects, I'm sure, you kind of have challenged yourself with your own individual projects or, daily challenges, or how that rigor kind of helped you, because you
Yeah.
don't straight away jump into client projects, right? Yeah.
True, true. So, before that, I had few self projects. Even while doing client projects, I did my personal projects where I decide the requirement, where I decide the details of the project, which also helps me to think from from a client perspective. Not just that I would have my own perspective, but I would also be in the shoes of the client, and I would also know the things that the thought process that a client would go through, which also adds up to my work. And I also did daily challenges where I take some prompts related to design, and I keep on doing every day with specific by targeting on one specific aspect of learning. So yeah, doing these things every day, doing something related to what my bigger goal is, has
Hmm.
made me to gain knowledge. It's not that I went on randomly here and there and learned, but I've learned or did small works with the mind, with having a bigger picture in my mind.
Yeah, yeah. And just maybe, to all this rigor, this daily workout and daily, challenge, did it kind of ease you into the groove of doing, and kind of assessing, oh, I really like doing this? Did that happen to you? And because you were with other folks, you're kind of discussing things daily, and, there is a lot of debate, arguments, this, all those things. So you're in that groove. Can you like kind of expand on that? Like how the process becomes important. Yes, of course, the outcome is there, but you are in the process, right?
Yeah, so it's like while I do something every day, let's say I do a design challenge, different design challenge each day. So each challenge becomes something new, and as I get new things along day, every single day, I find ways. I find ways to how can I overcome this challenge? How can I learn from this challenge? To whom can I speak? What I can do? So having different things doing not entirely different, but different challenges each day has have helped me to think of different possibilities actually. And also and it's not just every day I just worked on my designing, but along with my cohort buddies, we would discuss how we were feeling while we were doing, what were the struggles that we were facing, where were we getting stuck, and what was accelerating us forward. So we would also discuss about this, and not just this, we would also have some fun about movies, and all of that talks also obviously happen. So this way we keep on communicating, knowing, and trying, giving suggestions to each other. One main thing was all of us, even though our domains were different, but the journey we were going through was very similar. Even I was really surprised to know that how similar our journeys were, irrespective of our domains. And that made
Hmm.
our connection even stronger. We could relate to each other so that our suggestions or just acknowledging each other had a huge impact on each other.
Mm, sure.
So I think Kirtika, to end with, let's ask both Shriya and Vajit Prasad to share one line of their message to other 18, 19-year olds who have just either finished their 12th, finishing their 12th, or maybe done a little bit of work after that and thinking, wondering, not so sure, but obviously want to do go deep into their professional life? What is your one-line message kind of thing, ending message?
Just jump into the swimming pool and you learn swimming. That will go happen automatically. Just don't think. I mean, that's what I did initially, thinking too much and not doing. But as time went by,
Uh,
I've learned that starting doing would make things a lot easier than thinking a lot.
okay. Vajra Prasad, let's end the call with your thought.
Take the task or project and do it and practice it.
Mm-hmm.
Doing and practice only will makes the comfort in there anything. That is the way. Please take the project or in whatever you have any idea, do it and practice it with whatever the resources available to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any thoughts from you, Ratnesh?
I think this is good enough. This is it. Yes, yes. And we are there to, we are always excited to be with youth because there's so much energy, there is so much dedication that we see in them for themselves. And that is the beauty of it. So it's always very energizing for me personally.
One thing I
Right.
want to tell, self-development regarding last 2 weeks, there are three things I am interested in this. One is that habits of mind, and second is that ways, MI ways, and the third is that feelings and feelings. These three things is that self-development area. The people are experiencing and they are really doing with these three things and other things for self-development while they're doing the regular job. That is the fantastic and amazing. The cohort is experiencing those things. Is that my last in this regard, the self-development regard? I'm really surprising me these three things.
Sure, sure. I'm sure we'll continue with this, theme of what can be done after 12 because it's such a huge spectrum and there's so many options out there, so many aspects to look at, so many perspectives. So we'll keep coming back. And, but to kind of end this conversation, I would just say, last week also Manish Jain from Shikshandar also said, dive into the pool if you want to learn swimming. Today Shriya is also saying, dive into water if you want to learn swimming. Yes, jump into water, but at Coversity, we all of us are there to sometimes throw a float at you, to sometimes hold you, to sometimes push you into the deep end, but you're there. You're not going to drown. So it's not a very reckless thing that you jump and you're going to drown. You are taking enough steps, enough precautions, enough support to kind of learn swimming of life. So with that thought, we come to an end of this conversation. Do share if you have any other thoughts and get in touch with us if you're not sure what you want to do, and we will have a good conversation on that. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Shreya. Bye, Vajra
Thank
Prasad.
you. Thank you
Bye.
for having
Thank
us.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.